Let me paint the picture for you. On Austrian dirt, a 19-year-old Filipino stood one game away from toppling a major champion, leading 5-1 in the second set. The contest seemed effectively decided. Every spectator and commentator felt it, yet the narrative took a sharp, impossible turn. The ensuing drama in that round of 16 clash between Alexandra Eala and Jelena Ostapenko became the most discussed saga of the 2026 season. And the reasons were far from positive because, between that 5-1 lead and the final point, the digital world became convinced that something illicit had occurred. Rumors swirled that Ostapenko cheated by using mental games to hijack the victory, and honestly, the suspicion was understandable. When you witness a massive advantage evaporate in real time, the human mind desperately hunts for a logical reason for the collapse. Yet the actual reality, as uncomfortable as it may be, proves infinitely more compelling than any dark conspiracy theory. We need to discuss the genuine facts because this narrative deserves a proper, detailed retelling. To start, you must recognize who Alex Eala truly is to fully grasp the brilliance she displayed during that match. She is a young phenom who polished her skills at the prestigious Rafa Nadal Academy located in Mallorca. Growing up on red clay, she developed a heavy, left-handed topspin that presents a unique nightmare for her professional rivals. Her style defies her age. She is methodical, tactically brilliant, and possesses an uncanny ability to maintain her cool usually. Facing Ostapenko, she opened the match with a display of virtually flawless athletic precision. Think about the gravity. Jelena Ostapenko, a French Open winner who survives by annihilating every ball, was being masterfully outplayed by a teenager. Eala was stretching her across the court, dictating the geometric flow of every point and neutralizing the flat power shots that usually dominate the Latvian's opposition. She secured a 4-2 advantage, and everything seemed perfect until Ostapenko suddenly jolted awake. That is the most accurate description. Her returns landed, winners began screaming past, and the momentum shifted before anyone could blink. Ostapenko surged forward, claiming 4 consecutive games to snatch the opening set 6-4. Typically, many athletes would suffer a total mental breakdown after such a jarring reversal of fortune. Outperforming a major winner for an entire set only to lose it in a heartbeat is a devastating emotional blow. However, Alex refused to break, returning for the second set with a quiet, fierce resolve burning in her eyes. She shattered Ostapenko's serve twice in a row, barely conceding a single point during her own service games. She forced the Latvian to fight for every inch, dismantling that inconsistent serve to build a 5-1 lead. She even held a set point during that 7th game as the stadium buzzed with electric energy. Filipino supporters across the globe were already celebrating what seemed like a certain move into a third-set decider. Eala appeared to be the master of her destiny, but that was exactly when the script flipped entirely. This was the exact moment the online community lost its mind as the Latvian faced a 5-1 deficit. Ostapenko ignited a fiery verbal altercation with a spectator, which wasn't just a brief look or a simple hand gesture, but a blatant, public, and high-stakes confrontation that halted the match's progress and left every viewer wondering what the hell was happening. Viewed from a distance, especially on a small screen without clear sound, the optics looked incredibly questionable. It appeared as though a veteran was using manufactured chaos to break her opponent's rhythm, sparking cheating allegations. Critics online argued she staged the entire scene to steal a breather and disrupt Alex's flow at the critical juncture. Let me be perfectly straight with you. That version of events is false. There is zero proof of illegal play, no fake timeouts, and no rule breaking. The evidence actually points towards something far more fascinating and frankly quite terrifying from a psychological standpoint. That spat with the crowd didn't ruin Ostapenko's focus, it actually served as the catalyst for her comeback. You see, Ostapenko is an anomaly. She is among the most emotionally volatile and dangerously unpredictable athletes on the circuit. She actually thrives on anger. Her game doesn't just improve, it becomes a frighteningly dominant display of force. When she finds an external enemy to fight against, she doesn't shrink away, she leans into the conflict. In that specific moment, surrounded by hostility and down 5-1 with survival at stake, something snapped. The errors ceased instantly, and her double faults vanished. A metamorphosis occurred in those final moments. The player on court was unrecognizable despite wearing the same kit. She haunted the baseline, looming 2 meters inside to strike early, painting the corners with flat, lethal precision. This relentless pace effectively paralyzed Alex, stripping away every fraction of a second she needed to react. No room to breathe, no chance to pivot, and zero opportunity to deploy those defensive slices from earlier. Ostapenko unleashed a terrifying accuracy, as if she had traded all fear of failure for a singular obsession with carnage. 6 straight frames. That was the crushing price of admission for this comeback. Trailing 5-1, she seized 6 consecutive wins to flip the script 7-5 in 1 hour and 43 minutes. Reading that statistic, 6 games back-to-back from a 5-1 deficit, it feels like some impossible sports fever dream. It sounds like pure fiction, yet it unfolded vividly right before the eyes of the live crowd. Let us linger here for a moment, because this specific chapter holds the greatest weight for Alex's future path. This defeat isn't some dark catastrophe or a reason to mourn. It is a masterclass. A harsh, costly, yet vital education few youngsters receive so early. Alex hit a massive milestone. She proved she could architect a strategy against a major champion and hold her nerve under extreme fire. Her heavy spin and tactical geometry successfully dismantled one of the tour's most ferocious power hitters. She showed she could survive a first-set blow and return with an even sharper mental edge. That is massive. Such poise is truly exceptional for a teenager, yet a glaring void appeared when she led 5-1. That void is the killer instinct, the icy, ruthless intuition to recognize a broken opponent and deliver the final blow. The legends, the ones who hoard silverware rather than just showing up to compete for it. They never wait for a white flag. When they have someone down 5-1, they go for the jugular. Their serves get heavier, their shots cleaner, cranking the heat until a comeback becomes a psychological impossibility. In those closing minutes, Alex switched to survival mode rather than playing to seize the crown. A thin line separates the two, and elite tennis hunts down that weakness. She relied on safety slices. She banked on Ostapenko, crumbling into errors rather than actively forcing her off the cliff. Against a destroyer like Ostapenko, giving even a centimeter of air is a recipe for absolute disaster. This isn't a knock on her heart or her grit. The girl fought with everything she had. She battled hard, but warring and winning are distinct crafts, and that finisher's touch is her next mandatory lesson. Claiming she was cheated is a disservice to everyone involved, especially to the effort Ostapenko displayed. It ignores one of the most stunning psychological recoveries witnessed in a standard tournament. Climbing out of a 5-1 hole after losing a set is a feat most players never achieve. She scaled that mountain in under 30 minutes, a feat that demands respect, not conspiracy chatter. It also robs Alex of her growth. The takeaway isn't theft, it is a vital lesson in transformation. The reality is, she was brilliant enough to lead a champion 5-1, but lacked the venom to finish. That missing piece can be forged through experience. Being in that hunt at 19 against a dangerous veteran in a round of 16 signals a meteoric rise. The clay in Austria has a certain magic for exposing the truth behind a player's eyes. It highlights who can handle the heat, who transcends the moment, and who still has stairs to climb. In Linz, Ostapenko reminded the world of her terrifying brilliance even when her back was against the wall. Alex, meanwhile, announced to the tour that she truly belongs among the elite names in the game. Her talent is undeniable, and the only barrier to victory is the ruthless edge that only time can sharpen. Her coaching team will have replayed these tapes dozens of times already, looking for the turning point. They are hunting for answers on how to handle the closing moments of a high-stakes battle. It is less about tactics and more about mindset, the mental flip from managing the lead to executing the opponent. That is the blade that needs a finer edge. Alex is clearly destined for the winner's circle soon. If you watch her closely, reaching the summit of the tour isn't a matter of potential, it is strictly a matter of time. These moments in Linz are what build true champions. True greatness doesn't come from sidestepping these agonizing moments. It belongs to the souls forged within them. These icons internalize the sting, exiting the arena fueled by fury and regret, turning that heat into power rather than letting it rot into bitterness or excuses. Believe me, Ostapenko played fair. She simply forced the world to witness the exact level of grit needed to dominate a Grand Slam. She proved why veteran warriors are never truly buried and why a 5-1 advantage, unlike in any other game, is a ghost until the very last point is won. For Alex, this match offered a breathtaking preview of a truly terrifying future. A player still hunting her peak, sharpening her lethal edge, but already capable of haunting elite champions on the world's most prestigious stages. The battle has ended. The history is written.